ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage. Or no, just flat because you already have disadvantage. So just roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, persuasion. Zoom in. Whoop. Um, 8.
Ooh. With an 8, he looks at you and just says, "No, we can't leave. We have to stay on course. We get scouted from a distance. If we see any activity on the island from a distance, we can engage then. But we do not know if it is booby trapped. If there is anyone there, it will be a dangerous endeavor." That's when the captain kind of pulls you aside again and just says, "All right, that didn't work. So why don't we come up with something about getting that bastard to come over here? I want you to go down and talk to the cook. He's got a feast prepping for us. Try and convince him to bring out one of his large stores of meat. He's got something special usually prepped for himself whenever we head back on land that he usually cooks for him in his own house. So if you could maybe convince him to bring out one of those, that would be some great bait for this thing."
I don't. I don't know. I'm all for chasing after the big game, but maybe the sergeant's right. Maybe it's not worth it. Just endangering the entire crew.
It wouldn't be in danger. Last time I almost had that bastard, and that was with a worse whaling launcher than I do now. This one's the new and improved version. This one's already got a kill to its name. This one will work.
I think I've seen this before. Does this kind of seem familiar to him? Like, would this kind of be how maybe Black Tusk was acting the last time he remembered it?
This is more so just a generic, like, white whale kind of story.
Okay, so it's not like maybe related to anything.
No,
You know,
see,
like,
the whole thing with Black Tusk was it it was like an insidious like mistreatment that slowly began to grow worse and worse.
yeah, okay.
Like whenever you guys were starving, he would keep all the food, and you guys would get any scraps that he had left over from the night before, that kind of stuff. And then it would get worse and worse from there to the point where you guys wouldn't even get that. You guys would be ending up like eating rotten trash that he had forgotten to give you guys or something like that. That kind of shit.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if it was like starting out as like a.
But also, remember, you don't even have those memories right now. To you, the captain is just a normal captain.
Yeah, I thought I didn't know how far back I remembered exactly. I thought maybe I had a little bit of it.
There's just like the only thing that you have is that like he started hoarding more and being more aggressive about punishment.
Yeah,
Like he's begun keel hauling instead of just making people like take a few whips to the back, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So no, it's not anything like that. But um, he says, "Well, if you ever change your mind, go get that meat from the cook. But in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, whenever we finally get us set on a straight line for this course, when the wind isn't battering us so hard, we'll get that feast started that I mentioned
So if you guys want to wait until then, we can go ahead and get the feast started. If you guys want to do anything in the meantime, let me know.
Um, I'm down to wait till then.
All right. So the feast approaches. The captain rings the bell and just says,
Everyone head on down to the crew quarters. By now, I'm sure that good old, what was his name? Good old Gromish has it set up for everyone. It doesn't take him too long, that old big bastard.
everyone sort of chuckles at that, and a couple of them just said,
Yeah, that bastard could probably take down a whole fucking ship by himself if you just shoot him out of a cannon.
a few people laugh even more. Um, and then the captain just sort of just says,
Don't worry about it, though. I'm sure it's just gonna be just as delicious as every other time.
you know he knows how to cook. Um, a couple of people chuckle and just says,
Well, good if you're a dwarf, not so if you're anyone else.
people could kind of chuckle at that. Um, and from there, the sergeant sort of mumbles over to the captain.
What's the point of even having a feast to begin with? We're wasting time. We could be watching out for the enemy.
And the captain sort of mumbles over to him and just says,
Well, we already know that we don't really have a whole lot of activity going on in the nearby area, so I already have good old George up in the crow's nest keeping a vigilant eye on everything. And, well, you never know if this will be our last voyage out at sea, so why not make sure everyone gets the last bit of thrill they want, eh?
and the sergeant sort of just says,
Fine. But like I said before, no drinking. We've already got enough drunks on board with these mercs.
so. With that, you all head back downstairs. All of the crew quarters has been shifted into one long sort of feast table, lined with various different like meats and dried breads, some dried meats. I said dried breads, like heart attack stuff like that, crackers. You see there is also some cheeses, uh, a few buckets full of grog that has it's like topped with like fresh limes and stuff like that is also laid out. Um, and Gromish is already sitting down with a large plate with like a chicken leg on it, a bunch of other meats and cheeses, and he's already like halfway through the chicken leg, and it just says, "You know, everybody, I made it." And everyone's just like, "Yeah, shut it, Gromish. You haven't talked with your mouth full. You're already old enough to understand as it is." A few people take their plates and just kind of sit down. The captain gestures to you guys to grab a couple of plates that are stacked and just help yourself. If you guys want to talk to anyone, do anything in this time, this is now a good time for roleplay. If not, we can just go ahead and skip on to the little stats boost this is going to give you. One second, I have to find it. This is going to essentially be like an hour long feast now that everybody is kind of set sail and going in a straight line and everyone's got everything set in the correct like cruise variation of like setting knots and having the sails down at a nice pace to where we're not moving too fast, not catching too much wind, and able to stay in a very comfortable rocking motion without it going too crazy, that kind of stuff. But yeah, everyone's downstairs eating food. Some people take their food back up to the main deck. A plate of food is taken up to George. If somebody wants to do that, they can. But somebody is bringing a plate of food to George, no matter what. Not many of you guys, but just in general.
Okay.
Um, you guys get the bonuses of a hero's feast, and the bonuses for that are You guys are cured of all diseases and poisons. You become immune to poison and being frightened, and all wisdom saving throws become taken at advantage. Your hit point maximum also increases by 1 second. I have to roll it.
You're gonna have to repeat some of this. I don't type that fast.
No, you're good. All right, you guys get 13 bonus HP. Or no,
Am
sorry.
I part of this?
Yeah, all of you guys are. All three of you. Essentially, you guys get advantage on all wisdom saving throws, and your maximum HP is upped by 13 points for 24 hours.
Advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Yep,
And then the 13 extra HP
for 24 hours.
for 4 hours.
Does this cure me of my gold curse?
No, it does not cure curses.
Okay.
Just
Does,
diseases and poisons.
does it cure
Gotcha.
fatigue?
No, just diseases
Damn.
and poisons.
Damn.
And it makes you immune to poisons and being frightened.
Okay. Immune to poison and frightened. Coolio.
This will last 24 hours. All of these events. So,
Yeah.
um, you guys partake in the feast. You guys eat it all down. You guys help yourself to whatever you guys want. And after the hour, you guys all head back up. Um, can I get one more person to roll a d8?
Well, if you want to do this one, you haven't done one yet.
Yeah, I just. What does the D8 look like?
It's the two pyramids stacked onto each other base to base.
Okay, I found it. I use this one. 5.
All right. So along with the uh, high winds comes the sound and crack of thunder and lightning flashing in the distance. As dark thunder clouds sort of just wail overhead, following this heavy wind battering your ship. Um, and as well as that, you start to see that a few pointed fins are in the nearby waters where you guys are at. And then all of a sudden, the thunderstorm turns into extremely heavy rain and horribly powerful waves that start rocking the ship nearly sideways. And as the captain's shouting orders for people to right the sails a certain way and bring them up, except for like a couple of them to maintain some level of forward movement. Um, and after a while, he says that he has to just completely stop and we have to wait this out, lads. Everybody on buckets. We have to keep her afloat and make sure this thing doesn't go flipping over on us.
Buckets?
Sure.
Bucket? Roll for bucket?
Roll for bucket.
I don't know if I can do a bucket, man. I
18.
don't know if I can do a bucket, man.
I'm pretty up there, man. I don't know if I can
Oh,
either.
fuck.
Well,
Haha, it's not me. I got 19.
11.
I got an
Shit.
18.
Oh shit. Oh.
Hold on, let me get a drink, cup of something to drink with this.
Woohoo!
But in the meantime, as this all is happening, the George up at the crow's nest yells one last time,
Lanterns, Captain! Starboard side! Fire distance on the horizon!
um, and at this point, the captain just says,
Lanterns! Another ship! Everybody! Anybody who's not essential to bucketing, man your battle stations on the starboard side and get prepared for something crazy. We might have to get moving, and if we do, we might have to prepare some repairs on some holes.
so, uh, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to head downstairs and prepare some guns, or do you guys want to stay on above deck, prepare those guns, and kind of see what's going on? What do you guys want to do?
I'll stay on top deck guns.
All right, Mav.
I think I'm starting to get motion sickness from the rocking.
So
Yeah,
you're
Colin's a
probably
little bit
just
like that as
puking
well
over
too.
the side. Cullen, you're
Yeah,
probably puking in the storage deck.
Yeah, not having fun.
Yeah, both of you guys are just kind of incapacitated at the moment from everything. Um, no, you know what? I'll say that you guys kind of sobered up after the feast. The food definitely helped a lot. Um, you're not completely sober, but you're not suffering any major effects from the alcohol other than just still being a little drunk.
I was just talking just straight up. I don't motion
No,
sickness.
I get you. I'm just saying it's not from the alcohol anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but with a flash of lightning and a loud crack of thunder, Corvus, give me a perception check. It will be a disadvantage.
Okay. Perception.
Yeah.
It's a 5, and then well, whatever that's higher than 2, so it's a 5.
All right. So, a five total.
Yep.
You don't really make out much on this ship in the horizon, mostly just because you don't have any kind of spyglass, and it's extremely hard to see in this heavy rain, especially since it's getting dark as well. So, um, the only thing you make out in the flash of lightning is a deep brown ship with a large set of red sails, with some kind of white pattern on it. You didn't make out anything else. However, that's when George yells down,
It seems to be pirates, sir. And they're heading straight for us.
Captain's just like,
Straight for us. In this storm? Are they crazy? They'd sink before they even get to us. We have to prepare. We have to.
the captain sort of looks over to the sergeant, and the sergeant's just like,
I'm already making preparations. Men, prepare your crossbows. Find any of your sigil ones as well. Make sure you have those loaded. We may have to siege this before it gets to us.
you see um, the elf pulls out a small, like half bow, and pulls an arrow out of her quiver that has a small little blue crystal tip. You see the other ones pull out different colored crystals, um, and you all see them like speak a power word into each one of them that makes the crystal start to glow slightly. So what do you guys want to do?
Mm, uh,
I will say the two puking motherfuckers did hear the call of pirates.
Yeah. I
where
With
are?
overheard.
that,
He was loud enough.
yeah, yeah. With that, I'm gonna like kind of try to snap out of it and get ready to start helping.
The captain yells down.
If they get into engagement range, we'll have to engage with the top cannons first, then the bottom cannons. Top cannons pepper with grape shot, attempt to take out any of the infantry manning their cannons. Bottom ones will fire with the regular cannonballs, and the middle one will fire with chain shot, taking out the mast.
Uh, okay, I guess at this point, I'm just gonna jump on the middle of the cannon, or like help the middle of the cannon, load like barrels, whatever.
Yep. Maverick, what are you doing?
Um, I don't
I will
know.
say,
You said.
you noticed that whenever you went to puke overboard and you had your hands placed upon the wood, the marks themselves seem to appear for a second and begin to spread before it just falls off into a small pile of gold dust, leaving the wood just as you had left it.
Hmm. It
So
stuns me for a moment, but then I'm thinking that I got focused on the. Um, so we're pulling our ranged weapons.
Uh, the guards are. You see most of the other people manning some cannons. Other people are preparing the sails just in case they need to go into some kind of like combat turn or something like that.
Yeah, I'll prep. I'll prepare myself for that with on the getting the combat ready.
The captain speaks down to you, Corvus, and just says,
Corvus, if they get too close to us, I'm hoping you can get them to back off, yeah? Like you said before?
try me damnedest, sir.
And if you can't, we're gonna fight him off and run then, yeah?
Aye, that's the plan.
Alright, hope you don't have any friends aboard.
If I did, I won't have for much longer.
That's the spirit, lad.
he attempts to keep the ship relatively straight inside these choppy waters by continuously fighting with the wheel. He tells the topsails to be dropped just ever so slightly to get them just moving enough to hopefully make some progress in the storm rather than just waiting it out. But before long, about 10 minutes or so, roughly five-ish actually, the ship gets close enough to be able to make out many details on it. The first of which being the large red sails that bear the orc skull with black tusks, though now one of them is missing. And there is, on the very front of the ship, the figurehead is essentially two tentacles coming out of the ship on either side, wrapping around a cage in the middle with skeletons filling into the brim, with pieces of them just sort of overhanging each other and hanging out of the cage. Moments later, the captain says,
Corvus, whatever you're gonna do, you better do it fast, 'cause it looks like they might be turning for cannons.
I reach for or a megaphone.
You,
Is it?
well, do you have thaumaturgy or something like that?
is holding my phone in my left hand, looks for my phone. I'm a genius.
Same.
Uh, where would that be? Fighter features? No, not fighter features. I'm gonna say the sea, special, charisma, control air and water, ambiguous. I don't think so. No.
No, you don't have that. You don't have a. I would say you could probably, yeah, grab like an old school megaphone that's just a cone with a handle.
Yeah, I'm thinking like some Sea of Thieves shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could definitely grab something like that real fast.
yeah. I'm gonna just use it to like kill out some. And oi, Black Tusk Crew. I think you and I have some common ground. Don't don't do anything crazy. My people will talk to yours. We'll work this out.
You see one of the cannons point directly upward and fire out this little flare. It's like a pinkish color. Um, the captain doesn't really know what to make of it. Neither does the sergeant. The ship doesn't stop coming towards you guys though.
Do I know what the pink flare means? I assume I do.
The only thing that you've ever seen it used for is situations where where the captain himself is communicating with other people that use said pink flares. It is a very secretive code that he has used. Um, it's essentially something that is used amongst your pirate group to identify other members of a pirate group.
Mm. So just calling card basically.
Essentially,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's the way to identify it from a distance without having to stop any kind of ship or anything like that and engage in anything that might make it more of a hassle.
I hesitate for a few seconds before holding the microphone back up, or the microphone back up. My name's Corvus Silverscale. I believe you know me, and I know you. Don't do what you're thinking about doing.
You see,
Not today.
go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 14. 9.
Did you add your persuasion?
Uh,
Your plus one?
yeah.
So 9 with the plus 1?
Yeah, 9 with the +1.
Okay. With a 9, I will say that it's not like you are trying to convince them of who you are, but more so you are trying to convince them to not do anything hasty. And you see that the ship is still coming toward, um, and a few minutes later you see them turn with the guns pointed towards the ship, but none of them firing or anything like that. They're obviously manned, and out yells a familiar voice of the captain.
Well then, Corvus, if you're looking to join us again, feel free to hop on board. However, we'll still be taking any valuables aboard that there ship.
captain sort of gives you a skeptical look. So does most of the other crew.
I wish you guys could hear the dramatic music that's playing on my Spotify right now. It's perfectly right now.
But if you don't make your decision soon, lad, I'm gonna suspect a mutiny. And you know how I feel about mutinies.
I, I've actually been looking for you. I don't, I don't know how I got separated from the crew. I seem to have lost some time. Had a bit of a tumble.
We can sort it all out later, Silver Scale. Do what you need to do and let's go.
You see a couple of the men preparing to board the ship through either ropes or longboarding ladders. The captain is getting ready to tell his men to prepare to fire and drop sail. What are you gonna do?
Oh shit. So my whole ass fucking secret's just out there now. God damn.
Yep. And not only that, you're about to be in the middle of ship combat, and it doesn't seem like there's much of a decision you can make to get out of it. If you can figure out something, I'm glad to hear it. It's up to you.
I'm about to be in the middle of ship combat and I have to pick a side.
Give me a wisdom saving throw. This will be just flat because you did get the advantage from the feast.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Um, +1. 15.
15. With a 15, your mind feels like it's splitting all of a sudden. There's too much going on, too many thoughts, too many ideas of what could happen, too many people that you have to decide whether to betray or choose their side. And you hear whispered in the back of your mind, traitors, the lot of them, every single one of them. You were left to bleed out on a tree. You were left to bleed out in the ocean. You don't care about anyone. You don't care about anything. There is no choice here. You have to kill them all. But then there's another voice. Your voice. And it's the voice from that night, as the memory begins to play, of you talking to Dozavor and Raymond. And you talk to them about what the plan is for that night. A couple of them, they are helping you with this mutiny, recount some of the stories of the shit that they've been through with this captain. One of them mentions how they were only brought aboard because it was either that or their wife and children would be killed right in front of them. And that they don't even want to be a pirate, they just want to go back to farming. And you think it's just a strange idea how anyone could travel that far inland just to grab slaves, just to bring them to sea. And not only that, you yourself have been keel-hauled 2 or 3 times over the past 2 days just because you didn't clean enough, just because there was a bucket that you were using for cleaning that the captain had accidentally kicked. And it pissed him off. He seems to always be angry now. He seems to always just want to kill something, want to see blood drawn.
see that anytime he speaks, he lets out a nasty cough. He doesn't let anyone see it, but you do. You see the black blood that gets left on his sleeve that he wipes away, staining his jacket, barely noticeable in the dark leather. But you notice it. You were the closest to him at one point. You were supposed to be his first mate. But instead, that strange person, Jace, had whispered into the captain's ear, started making him think that everything is going to be based on his plans. Jace has all these ideas that he's telling the captain that would make them rich, powerful, feared more than anything. Any ship would stop and surrender instantly, and then they could be slaughtered like pigs for fun, hunted down like animals, with no weapons to defend themselves. Hell, we could even give them weapons just for a little bit of fun. And that's what you guys have been doing lately, slaughtering innocents, people that have no value. And you're just tired of it. It's not what you wanted. Not what you wanted out of this life. You didn't come here just to kill. You came here to be free. This isn't freedom. So, you break down that door, and it's empty. And a flash in your mind continues forward to the moment where you saw Raymond beheaded, where you saw Dozavor thrown overboard and eaten alive by sharks. The man who just wanted to be a poet and travel these seas for awesome, grandiose stories to turn into epics. Being torn limb from limb, screaming in pain, drowning at the same time. And then he throws you in as well. And something strange happens. Something pulls you deeper in the water. Below where the light reaches, into the darkness, you hear your own voice again. You have to decide on what is right and what you want. You have to decide on whether or not it's fair or whether or not it's right. And you're back at where you are. You're back with the decision in your hands. Are you going to go back and join your crew? Or are you going to fight?
As these realizations come back to me, as Corvus is remembering that night and what happened and why he's here, more and more, you realize he signed on to this life for the adventure and the freedom and the thrill of the steel. And he didn't have a problem with the killing. But when it became that's all that it was about, that wasn't what he wanted. The captain he knew was no longer the man that was speaking from that ship.
The captain you knew
The
was
man-
a pirate, not a warmonger, so to speak.
Yes. So, after snapping back to reality, Corvus takes a deep breath and speaks into the microphone one more time. Captain, you are no pirate. At least not any I've ever heard of. And you are certainly not goddamn Black Tusk. You, sir, are a butcher. And I will not tolerate you in my waters anymore. This is where it ends, you and I.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Corvus.
Cannons fire from his ship, and it litters the entire side of yours. Alright. About 3/4 of them hit. I will let you guys know your ship stats in a second, but we're going into ship combat. And it's a modified version of ship combat, very simplified. Um, you guys will be able to make your own actions as an individual or help other people do certain actions. Um, but first, they unload with 7 cannons on their broadside. On that D10. 1, 2, 3. Right, more
Because I'm on the I'm on the middle, so where does that put me at
D10s. 1
for that
second.
range?
We'll tell you. Most of the cannons go wide, and the only ones that do hit seem to splinter most of the wood trimmings and most of the non-essential stuff, mostly above deck and above waters. It doesn't do any crazy damage, just cracking a couple of pieces and knocking off some special little fences and stuff like that, little barriers to make sure people don't go overboard super easily. Um, the equivalent of a warning shot of a pirate. Um, but it does do about 20 damage to your ship. You guys, the ship has a total of 400 HP, currently at 380. Um, you know what I just realized? I rolled that wrong.
What?
I have that was the first cannon. The first cannon hits the trimming. Second cannon.
400 HP
Yes,
to start with.
indeed. Second one does about 30 damage, bringing you guys down to 350. And the last one will do 28, bringing you guys down to 322. As you guys
Is
are
it
just
28?
peppered. Yeah, I'm keeping track of you guys' ship HP. Don't worry.
I have to.
So you guys are just your ship is just peppered with holes at the moment. And everybody, roll me a dexterity. You know what? Just roll me a flat out d20.
Ooh.
Actually, I
That's
have a better idea. Roll me a percentage dice.
Which one's that?
shit. 2d10s.
The one with double
Uh,
digits and the one with single digits.
oh, okay.
Roll them at the same time.
This one. This one. Okay.
I got 40.
I got 9 and double 0.
So that would be just a flat 9.
Yeah. Well, if you're still muted.
Crap.
Have you been saying anything this whole time?
Yeah, and now I forgot.
Damn it.
Were you saying something during the whole thing with Corvus?
No.
Okay. I
Okay.
didn't know if you had mentioned anything or anything. Anyways, go ahead and roll your thing.
For your percentage 5.
What did you get, Cullen?
40.
What'd you get, Maverick?
Oh, we're all rolling.
Yes.
Yes.
My bad.
Well, let's join the conversation here.
No, I thought the roll was for you. That's what.
No, it's
No.
for everyone. That's what I said.
My bad. I missed that part. What dice was it?
D100,
Finish.
D10, and the D100 dice.
I like the word percentile. It's a fun word.
Percentile dice.
We rolled both of them, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
I
Bro, I
forgot
did
to
it.
mention the ship in the name is known as the Floating Homeland.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, Scroll, I did something bad.
What you did?
I got smoked myself over.
Anyways,
I'm very much not
what'd you
sober.
get?
Like, my eyes hurt,
69.
but
69,
I'm
nice.
clear headed.
None of you
Really?
guys got
Really?
attacked by any of the nearby cannonball blasts or shrapnel.
Woo!
One of the shipmates definitely got hit in the leg by a bit of wooden shrapnel and was injured. He attended to it in the moment, but he will easily make it out just with a bit of an injury. Um, with that, you see two front-mounted harpoon ballista on either side. Well, one on the front, one on the back. Also open fire, firing at individuals. Um, one attempts to fire at you, Corvus. Ooh, that's a 19. I assume that hits.
Uh, Actually, it might not. Let me check something. Um, um, could I use my gloves on those ballistic projectiles?
Sure. It
'Cause-
reduces damage, though.
Okay, well, it still hits then, because my AC is 15.
All right.
But I can
You
reduce
can
the
reduce the
damage.
damage. Yes. Ooh, Jesus, that went into the fucking trash. All right. You're gonna take 11 damage as this large, like spear, like projectile is just launched into you and gets impaled directly into your shoulder. You can still reduce the damage by attempting to slow it down as it, hits you.
Yeah, it's gonna be reduced by 1d10 plus my dex mod.
So there is a chance that you could just catch it straight up. It's only 11 damage. You just have to roll pretty high.
What's a d10? I'm so sorry.
The D10 is the percentile dice, but the single digit.
Oh, okay. So this plus my dex mod, which is +0, so just this.
Oh, then you can't. You can only make it do 1 damage, where it just like you catch it just enough to where it only hits you at the tip. That'd be crazy though.
Alright, let's see what I get. 6.
So you only take 5 damage. You see this projectile coming, and you go to grip it. You catch it midair, but it doesn't. Instead of pretty much impaling you, it just embeds itself into your shoulder. Only the spear head is embedded into your shoulder. You don't have any of the actual pole inside of you. So
So I
you
take
quickly are
5
able to
damage?
pull it out. Yeah, you take 5 damage. Another one is going to the other ballista is going to fire at the captain. Attempt to get him to shut down the ship. So that would miss because that is like a 12. Captain's AC is a 14. So with that, it'll now be your ship turn. Your ship, the floating homeland, has 3 individual actions that the ship people can take. They can use the whaling launcher, the cannons, or you can patch holes. Um, to do any of these actions, the people themselves will use cannons every other turn. They will take 1 turn to load, 1 turn to fire. Um, however, with your guys' help, they can fire and load on the same turn. But that would require one of you guys to help loading and one of you guys to help fire to have that all happen at the same time. However, only one of you guys needs to help to patch holes, but only you guys will be able to begin to patch holes and have other people come help you, unless the ship is under 100 HP. Um, and again, only you guys and the captain are going to be using the whaling launcher. You guys can each attempt to use it at any point, but the whaling launcher can deal both normal, piercing damage to the ship. It can be attached with an explosive shot that is essentially just a bomb, with fuse and everything on it. You just light the fuse and fire the bolt. It'll attach to whatever it hits and explode a bit later. And you can also use a grapple hook version of it, where you can just fire it onto the ship and just have it hold on, like a harpoon with a rope. So, you guys can also do whatever you want, like slinging spells. If you guys have any spells you want to sling at a ship.
I would like to load the spear thingy with explosive shot.
As soon as you begin to run over to the whaling launcher, the captain's just like, Corvus, what the hell are you doing? You just took a fucking spear to the shoulder.
I've taken worse before, I'll be fine. We've got to get this thing moving now.
You're damn right we do. And we gotta fire back to get these fuckers off our ass. Whatever you told them, they surely didn't like it.
Yeah, I gather that impression as well. We'll talk about it later, I swear.
It's raining, right?
Yeah, it is pouring rain.
Oh, okay. I'll
This
save
is
that
in the middle of a
extra.
monsoon with heavy wind. It is essentially a hurricane.
Gotcha.
So, um, you are running over to the you're going to man the whaling launcher for this turn. Who is going to do what else? Maverick, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna help load the cannons.
So you're going to help load the cannons. All right. Cullen, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna fire the chain cannon.
So you're going to help fire the cannons. All right. So
Yeah.
you guys are going to each be rolling for a bunch of cannons. This ship
Okay.
has 5 cannons on either side. So what you guys will both
All
do
right.
is say who gets what cannons. So there's the top 2
Okay.
and bottom 3. Currently, Maverick, I believe
Okay.
you're on top, so I assume you would help fire the 2.
Sure.
All right. 1 second. I have to start a new one.
I guess naturally that assumes at least me with the bottom 3.